The year is 672 AD. The Visigoths rule a vast kingdom in Spain. Their king, Requeswent, has just died. A new ruler must be chosen. From the shadows of history emerges a man named Wamba. He was not born a prince. He did not crave power. But destiny, it seemed, had other plans. Wamba was about to become king. Wamba's life was about to change forever. He was stepping onto a stage set for greatness, or perhaps tragedy. His story, the story of King Wamba, is one of ambition and intrigue. It's a story of faith and doubt. It's a story that echoes through the ages. And it all starts now. Let's travel back in time. Let's step into the world of the Visigoths. Let's witness the rise and fall of a king. Let's unravel the enigma of Wamba. Wamba's ascension to the throne was anything but ordinary. It was not a tale of inheritance or ruthless power grabs. Instead, it was a story of reluctance, of a man thrust into a role he never sought. The elders of the Visigothic kingdom chose Wamba. He was known for his wisdom and piety, but he had no desire for the throne. Reluctantly, Wamba accepted the throne. His reign would be marked by both triumph and turmoil. Wamba, the reluctant king, would soon prove himself a capable warrior. His reign was threatened almost immediately by rebellion and invasion. In the north, the Basques rose up in defiance. In the south, the Muslims tested the kingdom's defenses. Wamba faced these challenges head-on. He was a strategic thinker, a decisive leader. He rallied his armies. He led them to victory against the rebellious Basques, securing his northern borders. His campaigns against the Muslims were equally successful, pushing back their advances and safeguarding the kingdom from the south. Wamba's military prowess became legendary. He was hailed as a hero, a defender of the faith, a true Visigothic king. But his reign was far from peaceful. Internal struggles and courtly intrigues cast a long shadow over his victories. Wamba's reign was not just about battles and conquests. It was also a time of faith, a time of miracles. One legend stands out, forever linking Wamba's name with that of Saint Giles, a hermit living in the wilds of Gaul. As the story goes, Wamba, a passionate hunter, was pursuing a stag through the forest. He aimed his bow, but just as he was about to release the arrow, something extraordinary happened. The stag, seeking refuge, ran towards Giles, who was deep in prayer. An arrow, shot by the king, struck Giles instead, pinning him to the ground. Wounded but alive, Giles revealed himself. Wamba, horrified by his mistake, begged for forgiveness. Giles, ever merciful, granted it. This encounter left a profound impact on Wamba. He showered Giles with gifts. He built him a monastery. The king's piety, already well known, reached new heights. This event cemented the legend of both men, intertwining their destinies in the annals of history. Fate, it seemed, had one final twist in store for Wamba. At the height of his power, he was struck down by a mysterious illness. Bedridden and weak, Wamba believed his illness to be divine punishment for his sins. Fear gripped his heart. He vowed to renounce his throne and dedicate his remaining days to repentance. In a dramatic act of self-denial, Wamba, clad in sackcloth and ashes, abdicated the throne. He embraced a life of monastic seclusion, seeking solace within the cold, unforgiving walls of a monastery. His decision sent shockwaves through the kingdom. It was an unprecedented act. A king willingly giving up his crown for a life of penance. Some whispered of poison, others of a palace coup, but the truth shrouded in mystery remains elusive. What we do know is that Wamba, the warrior king, the builder, the legend, chose a different path, a path of humility, a path of atonement. The monk king, Wamba's life after the throne. Wamba traded his crown for a monk's habit. He exchanged the halls of power for the serenity of the monastery. Gone was the warrior king. In his place stood a humble penitent. He dedicated himself to prayer. Immersed in religious texts, he found peace in monastic life. Days turned into years. The outside world faded. Wamba found a different kind of strength. The quiet strength of faith, confronting mortality. He lived in quiet contemplation. The former king sought solace in anonymity. His life became a tale whispered among monks. Wamba's enduring legacy. A ruler remembered. Wamba's reign, though relatively short, left an indelible mark on the Visigothic kingdom. He was a warrior king, a defender of the faith, a just ruler. He repelled invaders, quelled rebellions, and strengthened the kingdom's defenses. His military campaigns expanded Visigothic influence, securing his place in the annals of history as a successful military leader. He was a builder, commissioning churches and monasteries, leaving behind a legacy of architectural wonders. But perhaps his most enduring legacy was his abdication. It was an act unprecedented in Visigothic history. It cemented his image as a pious, even saintly figure. Wamba's decision to relinquish power for a life of penance resonated throughout the ages, a testament to the power of faith and the importance of humility in the face of divine judgment. He became a symbol of piety and selflessness, a stark contrast to the often ruthless ambition of many medieval rulers. The two worlds of King Wamba, power and faith. Wamba's story is a fascinating blend of secular power and religious devotion. He navigated both worlds, sometimes with ease, sometimes with great difficulty. As king, he was a ruthless warrior, a shrewd politician, a defender of his people. He understood the burden of leadership, the responsibility of wielding power. Yet, beneath the armor of the warrior king, beat the heart of a deeply religious man. His encounter with Saint Giles, his illness, and his decision to abdicate all point to a man grappling with his fate, seeking solace in a world often brutal and unforgiving. Wamba's story reminds us that the lines between these two worlds, the secular and the sacred, were often blurred in the Middle Ages. Kings were not just political leaders, they were also defenders of the faith, answerable to a higher power. Conclusion. The enigma of King Wamba. Wamba remains an enigma, a figure shrouded in mystery and legend. A reluctant king who became a legendary warrior. He surrendered his throne for a life of penance. His story, woven from ambition, faith, and redemption, captivates us. Wamba's life raises questions about power and leadership. His story, passed down through generations, reminds us of the human experience. Even powerful rulers grapple with doubt and fear. In history's grand theater, King Wamba's tale resonates. It's a story that continues to resonate. It invites us to ponder the mysteries of fate and faith. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and share it with your friends and loved ones. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on other social platforms using the links below. Stay tuned for more epic tales.